I'm joined by George Odhiambo, the Chairman Finance Committee, and also a very own Associate Sports Editor, Robin Tolskin. And Robert Asembo is claiming that he's still on the way. We hope he's going to make his way and tell us the side of FKF. Probably a very sad state of affair we are going to see in Kenya here. Probably I start with you, Robin. Actually, what is troubling soccer here in the country?
I think it's about dishonesty on the part of both sides, Kenya Premier League and FKF. They have failed to come out clearly and tell the country that the issues that we've differed on are A, B, C, D, so that if there is anything they want the country, to help them, to break down this stalemate, then the country can step in. But as it is, nobody is coming out clearly and say this is the issue. What they're just doing is just politicking.
Actually, what is your case from the Kenya Premier League side? Because 16 team, 18 team, where's the problem? What's the genesis of the problem that we are facing in the current leadership in Kenyan soccer?
The genesis of this is in October last year, when all of a sudden the Football Kenya Federation came up with the 18 teams, whereas at the beginning of the season, the regulations were 2 teams to be relegated, 2 teams to be promoted. Surely you cannot come at the end of a season and decide that now we are promoting 4. If they wanted the 18 teams, why didn't they say we promote to hold the 16 that were there? If it was a genuine case. The issue here actually is also a matter of quality and quantity. They are talking of quantity, we are talking of quality. The more number of teams we have, the low quality we have of the game. And we want to improve the game of Kenya quantitatively. Yeah.
Probably, Toskin, is there a better way of solving this issue than having 2 parallel leagues, which majority of Kenyans are seeing that is what might happen in a few days to come?
A way can be found out, but I'm surprised again, George Odhiambo here, you are saying that it was a sudden thing, but I remember that in 2013, there was a strategic planning meeting in Naivasha where Kenya Premier League and FKF were both involved, and I remember covering that event, and I saw Bob Munro, the chairman of Mathare United and a member of the governing board of Kenya Premier League. I also saw the CEO of the Kenyan Premier League, and then throughout that process we got information, and in fact when you had your AGM at Kenya School of Management Studies, that idea of 18 teams was discussed. So when you say that it was a sudden thing, it brings all that confusion.
I think KPL refuted those claims. So probably what's your take on that?
I can still refute that. And if you look at the signed minutes of the AGM at the Kenya School of Monetary Studies, and I was there, and I am the one who responded to one Robert Mudiomi, who asked about why can't we increase the 18 to 18 teams. And we talked, the strategic plan that was presented did not include financials and other logistics. And the president of the federation stated that yes, we'll come back with a strategic plan that addresses those issues.
But people say that money is a big factor. It's not necessarily about the 16 or 18 teams. It is claimed that the money that the broadcasters that probably will come in, that is where the interest is.
Money plays a big factor, but there are other logistical issues. Money plays a big factor in that the rights that have been sold belongs to the clubs. The clubs, as you all know, are already complaining they are not getting enough money to survive in the league. Our stadiums are not yet full, and most of the clubs complain that they spend more than they receive during their games. So adding 2 extra teams, that adds 66 more games. That's 4 more games per club, and that's an additional cost per club. Yet the returns are not there. The contract we have at the moment is the one that was signed in 2010, so it cannot be increased.
Toskin, probably is saying that the clubs cannot be increased, but looking at what FKF Premier League is doing and now what KPL is doing, is a rift that maybe might kill the future of Kenyan soccer?
Yes, definitely it will do, because already FIFA have said that anything other than just one Premier League played in this country will attract or will bring about, you know, a suspension from the world governing body.
Yeah, I think Robert Asembo, the Vice President of Football Kenya Federation, has joined us.
How are you, Aisi?
I'm very fine. A few minutes late, but glad you're able to.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Toskin, you can.
Yeah, I was saying that, of course, there will be ramifications. If FIFA discovers that we are running 2 parallel leagues, of course, they will sanction this country. They will sanction their member, not actually the country. They will sanction their member, which is FKF. And that brings about the question that really, from the 2 bodies that are here, don't we understand the rules? Don't we understand the statutes of FIFA that says that they only recognize one federation, and if they are going to organize that league, it's that league that the FIFA is going to appreciate?
Probably, Bonasembo, you had said that maybe today the DSTV Super Cup match was not going to proceed. Probably some people are saying that is one way of showing that FKF is losing this war, because it's clearly a war that it's between FKF and KPL.
Well, rules are rules. They are written in black and white. The fact that we have certain prescribed offenses in the penal code doesn't mean that the courts of Kenya have ceased having criminals being charged. So those who arranged that cup, the referees who officiated that cup, we had done a bit of reminding them of the law. They have done contrary to the law. They should expect consequences according to the law.
Probably, what's your take about this issue of 18 teams? Why is it that FKF cannot relent and say, let's proceed with the 16 team? Or what brought the rift between FKF and the KPL? Because the FKF and the company KPL have been working for some time now.
I think it's clear that as FKF we have had a strategic plan, and we've been moving well with our plans. From 2013 June, we said we'll host Sekafa and win it. We won Sekafa after 10 or so years. We achieved that. In 2014, we said the same strategic plan that will implement the NSL, National Super League, implemented in 2014. In 2015, we were to effect the 18-team league. Now there are some entities who think that they must oppose FKF when you want to effect our strategic plan. These entities, we've had the honor and given them a lot of privilege to engage with us, but they are living to the old Swahili adage of Asante Apunda ni Mateke.
Probably, I think you'd like to respond.
I would like to respond to that. Mr. Vice President, thank you very much for that comment. And you are saying these entities are your members and are paid up members. Can you deny that? You receive the monies from the entities?
I want Kenyans to get it very clear. We have KPL being used synonymously to mean 2 things. There's the KPL Kenyan Premier League, and there's KPL Kenyan Premier League Limited. The latter is the entity.
Okay, maybe.
But the league is our product. The league is one of our other 6 other leagues which we manage in this country. Kenyans elected us to run football in this country. We manage football through those leagues. The top tier is also called Kenyan Premier League. But there's a limited liability company called KPL also, which I want Kenyans to get it clear. It is this company that is giving us problems, not the league which has clubs who are our members. It is this limited liability company which can sign a contract with SuperSport in 2010 without any authority. When I was walking in, I heard George, my very good friend George, saying that they have rights, the rights belong to the clubs. He should read Article 78. The rights belong to FKF and its members.
That's
so
very
the
good.
members of FKF, the members of FKF, George should again read Article 10(1) of the FKF Constitution.
Can I respond
We have
to
the
that?
Premier League clubs, we have the Super League clubs, we have the Referees Association, we have the Coaches Association, we have Division 1 clubs, we have the 20 branches.
Yeah, I know, and that list continues. Probably, what's your take on those sentiments?
Article 78, my vice president here likes quoting Article 78, which is a replica of Article 78 of FIFA. Yes. Article 78 of FIFA says FIFA and its members
and confederations.
Members of FIFA are the confederations.
No.
So members of FIFA
Let me correct you because it is in my interest to get it right.
Let me just continue.
You will continue, but 2 seconds of correcting
No.
2 seconds.
When you are talking, I was not talking.
Let us quote the law properly. When you misquote the law, when you misquote a legal provision,
you want to quote the law to suit
dangerous. No, it is written in black and white.
Probably
in black and white.
Maybe I'll give that voice of reason. That actually Article 78 says that the rights originally belongs to its FIFA and its members. So when you come down to the federation level, then it belongs to the federation and its members. So you are talking about the federation as the entity and also the clubs. But what the federation is saying is that we've got to make a distinction between a private limited company and the member clubs that form that Premier League.
Let me take another different twist on this, because
I'm happy with the interpretation.
Let me take a different twist, because Kenyans are saying that a lot of the people who are in soccer leadership are doing it because of money. The interest is money. KPL have been, people are saying that it's because of the approximately 1.5 billion shilling that comes with Supersport. The same in FKF, they say it's about the 2 billion shilling that might be coming with the media entity.
My answer to that is TAS. FKF runs the women leagues, various cadres of them, including the Women Premier League. FKF runs from the National Super League all the way to the ward leagues. Grassroots. Every day you pass in the estates or villages, towns and cities, you see football being played. It's run by FKF. If it was a matter of money, if it was really a matter of money, where would you put that money to all these other leagues that we run?
Probably let's ask which
can you give me also time to talk?
Yeah, as you say your sentiments, probably tell me which teams are on your pack, and also Assemble will say that after you.
He has talked of KPL Limited. KPL Limited is owned by the 16 clubs that are in the Premier League. Take note of that. And FKF, under the instigation of FKF, when they were elected, were given a special shareholding in KPL. A change that we had to go through and register, and we have a certificate from the registrar of companies which allows FKF to be a special shareholder of KPL Limited, which is owned by the 16 teams. Yes, the vice president is talking about the members of the federation are the clubs.
And you had also talked about some money that goes the other side. Probably give some light on that.
Yes. When KPL Limited was formed by the 16 clubs, the organization that was in charge of football at that time was Football Kenya Limited. When Football Kenya Limited, and there was also KFF, but Football Kenya Limited was the one recognized by FIFA. And we, in our memorandum and articles, we say we'll register with the association recognized by FIFA. The FKL and FIFA and the ministry in Cairo agreed to form a limited liability company to run the Premier League. The shareholders being the 16 clubs, which up to now they are.
And now, Assemble, probably.
Yes.
Now, where does the rift come? Where did the rift come after all this?
I'm happy George is talking about articles and the objects and the memorandum of association of Kenyan Premier League Limited. Can he tell us whether in those articles there are no such objects such as harvesting sand, processing milk, importing vehicles, prospecting for oil?
I think Mr. Vice President, you are now being mediocre in that.
I'm saying it as it is. I'm saying it as it is.
I'm
saying it as it is. It is a legal document. The memorandum and article of association.
Is a legal document.
Any first-year law student will tell you.
But let us. But where is the future of football, Kenya?
I know mediocre. But any first-year law student will tell you
we are talking about
the objects.
We are talking about football here.
We are telling Kenyans.
We are talking about.
We are telling viewers, the
Assemble-
objects of this company limited
Assemble, please.
goes beyond
This
football.
is how
Assemble,
this
this issue is very serious. I know a lot
Actually,
of Kenyans
the
are
question-
watching.
You asked me
Where's
a
the
question.
future of Kenya?
The question that you put it to him should have been straight and and cut.
Let me tell you.
The problem was
Just a minute, just one
when Kenya Premier League registered it as a limited company to run the league, they forgot one thing, together with FKL at the time, to sign a memorandum of understanding such that the federation would cede the rights to Kenya Premier League.
I think
That
as
has
we
not been
conclude,
done.
because of matter of time,
I can confirm that
Yes.
the
As you
memorandum
conclude,
of understanding has not been signed. This memorandum we've been discussing since 2012,
Yes.
and I've been part of that committee. And every time we come with a presentation, the federation changes goalpost. The last time, and
That is the mistrust.
we have in the minutes of the Joint Executive Committee where we agreed that let the other things in the memorandum continue pending signing.
I think
and that's how the license fee came in, which they have been accepting. Can you deny you have been accepting
We've
the
never
license fee?
received any license fee.
Assemble-
We've never
Assemble-
issued a seat for
Judge,
such. For
Judge.
such
No, no,
for
no,
such
no.
fee.
Let's take it easy, because
No.
as we conclude the same
Where's
where's the
it is
future
not
of
fair.
Kenya and what
It is
needs
not
to be
fair.
done?
Wahisi, I'm
People
just
on
speaking
national
boldly.
television that you have not
Wahisi,
received.
I'm just speaking boldly.
Yeah, as we
No, no,
conclude.
no,
I'm
no.
speaking. I'll speak
We
boldly with
can
all the
present
confidence.
checks
With
that
all the confidence
transfers we wrote to you.
that this entity called KPL Limited,
As you conclude.
as I conclude,
Yeah.
we have engaged them to the level that up to and including 21st January, we had determined the way forward for 16 or 18 leagues. And I'm happy George is there because he was a member of my task force, whereby we filled all the gaps that will have enabled us to take off for 18 teams. In fact, people ask, and I want to pose this question to Kenyans, if indeed really there was the situation that the teams will be 16 in 2015, would we be having all these meetings and all these FIFA interventions?
I
The
think-
answer is no. We are having it because we are to move to 18 teams.
Can I also
Your
have a
take is taken
conclusion?
as you conclude, Robin Toskin, and then we'll have George for the last
think,
remarks.
I think in every war, there's always a beneficiary. There's someone benefiting from all this war, and because of all this money. The only challenge that I want to put to the Kenya Premier League and the Federation is, who is in charge of running football officially in this country? Who does FIFA recognize? And secondly, what is the role of Kenyan Premier League
In ensuring that all
in
these
ensuring
matters.
the federation is in place? Once we sort out that, I don't see any problem.
George, your last remarks.
Thank you. First, I'm surprised that the Vice President said they have never received any license fee from KPL, which is not true.
We're going to discuss
Secondly-
that further in next
Secondly,
discussion. So,
Toskin, responding to you, I believe you must have had a glance at the FIFA recommendation that came.
Yes, of
we have
course,
it.
I've got it.
Yes, and it is there that FKF should license
Yes.
Kenya Premier League to run the Premier League.
It should
Because-
license.
Yes,
We'll come back
this
to that.
was an agreement that had been reached before. What is surprising is that FKF wants to take the assets, but they don't want to take responsibility of any liabilities of the Football Kenya Limited, which was there before.
I think I'll have to cut you there because of a matter of time. Wilson, I think, as you can see, this issue, it's a very, very heated discussion that needs more time, because we don't know where the future of Kenyan soccer is really, because FKF, KPL, we don't know if they'll ever eat on using the same plate. But I think this discussion, we're going to ensure that Kenyans need to at least get more educated and know what really is happening and troubling Kenyan soccer. Wilson.